My degree is from the Pacific Rim, Pacific Island Studies with an emphasis in Hawaiian Studies. I came because my father is a well-known cultural icon, I guess you might term him, and I love history and I love my culture, but it was while I was here that I became involved in, well, I've always been a singer. I started as a young person, but really I started when I was at Kamehameha. I'm an alumni of the Kamehameha schools, and it was there that I started singing Hawaiian music and singing classical music and had a wonderful musical experience. And so when I returned to Hawaii and came to Oahu to go to graduate school, I knew that I needed to do some singing because it was what gave me such joy. And so I was recommended to call my old teacher from Kamehameha, Nola Nahulu, who is also an alumni of the university, and she has been teaching the Hawaiian course here at UH now for 30 plus years. She's been the Hawaiian course director that she took over from Dorothy Kahananui Gillette. And so while I was a student here, I started singing in the Hawaiian chorus, just for fun. It wasn't part of my degree program at all. And then, as any starving graduate student knows, she said, well, how would you like a part-time job? I have this children's course that I run. She became the director of the Honolulu Children's Opera Course in 1986. And so in 1991, she said, I've got about 20 students and I need help with collecting tuition and I need help with organizing a music camp every year. And, just 10 hours a week, would you be interested in doing that? And I had been working in women's athletics and I was bored out of my skull doing donor relations. Just, that whole data entry and letters, and I just was like, oh, I can't do this. I had these ideas that I was going to be a Hawaiian studies professor. I entered the Pacific Rim I entered the CPAC department because, of course, back then, UH didn't even have a Hawaiian studies, Hawaiian language degree, master's degree. And I had gotten into that. I came over here actually because I'm from Maui originally, but while here, I started singing, and then I started singing I auditioned for the Hawaii Opera Theater. I had never sung in an opera course. I'd never done an opera before. But I thought, well, this will be fun, something to do while I'm in graduate school. And the rest is history, I suppose you should say, because I've been singing now for the Hawaii Opera Theater since 1991. I've been in about 40 operas, and we'll be starting rehearsals for Il Trovatore in a few weeks. I've sung about 8 or 9 of the small compromario roles, and so I feel very, very privileged. All of my musical training mostly has been here in Hawaii. I did sing, I took private lessons in undergraduate school, but all of my music training has been here in Hawaii with Hawaii's resources. I've been a member of the Hawaii Opera Theater's Orvis studio, which is where they develop young singers. And so that has become I didn't realize, I always knew that I loved music. I knew that it was what gave my heart joy. And you cannot be sad when you're singing. And it just, what happened was while I was a graduate student here, it just kind of took over my life. Suddenly I had a part-time job, and then I was singing all the time. And I was having people say to me, Malia, I knew I liked to sing, but I didn't think that I had a unique instrument at all. But I was having people that had opinions, that knew about important things, that said, Malia, you really have a unique instrument, and perhaps you should consider doing something with that voice. So unfortunately, I have not gone off to the big world of opera stardom, but I have found great joy in singing here in Hawaii, and I really believe that the gift that I have in music is truly a gift, that it's something that I've been blessed by with the Lord. And so it's important for me not to hide my talent under a bushel and to share it. And so I've been very blessed to sing now with the Royal Hawaiian Band for about 10 years, and I'm becoming one of the primary soloists with the Royal Hawaiian Band. But I love classical music. I love sacred music. I've been the principal soloist at Kaai Church now for about 20 years, and so I do a lot of classical singing, and but Hawaiian, of course, being a native Hawaiian, being a keikio Kaai and Hawaiian music is what resonates so much for me. But really, what have I done since being at UH? I have been the general manager of the Hawaii Youth Opera Chorus now since 1991. I have to say I've been doing nonprofit work now for most of my career, and I really fell into it. And I knew nothing about nonprofit work. I knew nothing about children's choruses. In fact, quite frankly, I didn't think that children could actually sing. I mean, I used to sing the worm song growing up, so I was like, you mean you can teach children to sing classical music and you can teach them to sing excellently? That was a whole new thing for me. And so it's been an interesting experience because, of course, the Hawaii Youth Opera Chorus used to be known as the Honolulu Children's Opera Chorus, founded in 1961. So we're celebrating 55 years of serving the children in music. And actually, it's been under NOLA's leadership that we have become a music education leader. And when I first started with the Youth Opera Chorus, we had 20 students, 20, maybe 35. Actually, the year I joined, it was our 30th anniversary, and we were going to go to Europe, and our membership doubled that year. And so I was about 21 years old, and as I said, it was a part-time job, but off we were going to Europe to celebrate our anniversary. And so it was a very interesting experience. And at that time, the choir really consisted of one single ensemble. We had students grades 4 to 8. If you were a boy whose voice started to drop, because puberty hit you, you left the organization. If you were in high school, you left the organization, which is very traditional for children's choruses. But what started to happen in very shortly in my years that I was with the Youth Opera Chorus was that these kids didn't want to leave. They wanted to continue singing. And so we expanded into the high school ensemble. And then we'd have parents that would say, well, I have a 3rd grader. Don't you have anything for like 2nd and kindergartners? And so then we expanded down into, so we now serve kindergarten through 12th grade. And we've been doing that now since about 1993. We changed our name in 1993 to go from the Children's Opera Chorus to the Youth Opera Chorus because we felt that it more accurately described who we were. We were started in 1961 because the Hawaii Opera Theater was doing a production, which at that time was a part of the Honolulu Symphony, and they were doing a production of La Boheme. And La Boheme, for those of you who are familiar with opera, knows that they have a children's chorus. It's a very short but very difficult children's chorus. And so 200 children showed up for 16 roles to be on the stage. And so ever since then, the Hawaii Youth Opera Chorus and Hawaii Opera Theater, while we are 2 separate and autonomous organizations, have been obviously very closely linked, and we have a very long and wonderful relationship. And to this day, the Youth Opera Chorus provides all the children that you see on the stage in either singing or non-singing roles. So anytime you see a child on stage, they come through the Hawaii Youth Opera Chorus. And so I always tell our families that when your child joins our organization, I can't guarantee that you'll be on stage, but there's a high probability of it. But our organization, because of NOLA's leadership, we have a very strong Hawaiian cultural aspect to our choir. It's one of the things that makes us very unique in the country. Because about 1/3 of our repertoire every year is very grounded in Hawaiian choral music and Hawaiian music, and we teach the children a sense of place. They receive Hawaiian hula instruction every week. So about half of our staff is of Native Hawaiian descent. Of course, because Nola and I are in the leadership, these are things that come naturally to us. So we use Hawaiian values and we call ourselves an ohana. And Sarah Lynn can tell you that we really are one big family, and we treat our families that way. And when I talk to my families and when I talk to my alumni, they often say how important their experience with the Youth Opera Chorus, even if they're with us just for a year or 2, or for some of them literally 12 years, because it's an extended family. And one of the things that gives me the most joy about being a part of this organization is that our children, they maintain their friendships. So the students and then the parents that they got to know when they were singing in the opera chorus, they maintain these friendships. And we have students that come to us and they go on to all kinds of careers. You know, I always tell my parents that my hope is that what the principles and the skills that we give our children in our organization is something that will last them so that they can continue to sing until they're 80. That perhaps they will become the next great opera singer of the world, or you know, Bruno Mars or somebody like that. Or most likely they'll just be a teacher, they'll be an attorney, they'll be a professor, they'll be a medical doctor, they'll be an amazing parent, and most importantly, they'll be an important part of their artistic community. And so we're always trying to instill in our children opportunities where they can go to the opera every year. We take students, even if we don't have kids on stage, we take them to the opera. We actually we now have 9 operas that we have commissioned that are youth operas. They are operas written specifically for youth voices, and our criteria is that the opera needs to be about life in Hawaii. So most of them are based on Hawaiian themes or Hawaiian legends, but we do actually have one opera that was written about the plantation era, and we currently have another opera currently in commission about Queen Liliuokalani, because in the fall of 2017, that will be the 100th anniversary of her passing. So there will be quite a few activities that will be happening, and our organization is actually commissioning an opera about Liliuokalani. So that's another thing that we do. The other thing that my organization does is that we service about 500 or 600 students every year, grades 4 or 5. This year we're servicing 8 elementary schools, primarily in public schools that have no music education at all. And so we go in and 12 down, fast, dirty sessions, about an hour and a half each, and we teach them Hawaiian history. We teach them how to sing beautifully, the healthy singing techniques. They get a sense of place, and then their final experience is they go to Iolani Palace. They go on a tour of Iolani Palace because they learn the music of Nalani Eha, the 4 royal composers, Queen King David Kalakaua, Queen Liliuokalani, and their 2 royal siblings, Like and Leleohoku. So they go to the palace, they have that experience, and then they get to sing with the Royal Hawaiian Band. And so it's really an amazing experience. And our organization also hosts 3 or 4 choral festivals every year, because we believe in the power of music. That singing, there is something, you know, the voice is the original instrument. You know, you don't have to pick anything out. The Lord gave it to you. It's right there. All you have to do is learn how to use it. And you know, we have many students that come to us that don't necessarily match pitch when they come to our organization. But you know, pitch is a learned skill. And so when you're sitting next to someone who is singing in pitch, before you know it, you're matching pitch. And you know, so you know, we do have students that have gone on to you know, wonderful musical careers, but mostly we give them the gift of singing and the joy of a stable, healthy, positive environment. And you know, we know, because we've seen our kids, they come from every lifestyle you can think of. We have socioeconomically challenged students to those that are quite lucky, you know.